Yo, what's up people? How we all doing? Welcome back to the damn channel. We are 2 days removed since We Are Not Your Kind has officially dropped. Obviously if you've been keeping up with the channel, I've done 4 reactions on the day that it dropped. We did Red Flag, A Liar's Funeral, Critical Darling and Nero Fort, okay? So we've done 7 songs in total because we had the 3 singles that were released prior to the album actually dropping. And today is basically the last few songs we're going to pick up on that were highly requested by you guys. If there's any left over that I didn't see a lot of comments on, I'll probably just skip doing reactions and just jump straight into listening to it myself, because I am at the point now I just want to listen to the whole album in its entirety from the first track to the end, because regardless of what people say, when there's a camera involved and you're making reaction videos, you're not listening as you would normally when you're just sitting by yourself. It's just a part of the game. But yeah, so this is one of the ones that you guys really wanted to see. This is Orphan. Originally when I asked which were the best songs, I didn't see a lot of comments for Orphan, but slowly as the day kind of progressed, I started to see a few more creep in. So maybe this one is a bit of a grower. I have a bit here on the track as I usually do. It says, another Slipknot doing Slipknot as only Slipknot can track. This Crusher is slightly more traditional than most of their other songs on the album, but only in the sense that it follows that good old fast and heavy verse, big and catchy chorus formula. As always with Slipknot, the heavier parts are still more brutal than anything any other mainstream metal band will ever serve up, and the chorus is a disarmingly nifty little number that'll get hooked in your brain for days. Okay, so maybe that's playing off of what I just said there a moment ago with maybe initially people didn't really gravitate towards the track, but after a few listens, that's when the comments maybe started to come in, because like it says here, it'll get hooked in your brain for days. So yeah, without any further ado guys, let's jump into this reaction. Please do drop a like if you've been excited for this one. Sub to the channel if you're new around here guys. The growth has been crazy for the last 2 days. And yeah, let's jump into it.
I'm Dublin City's coldest, you should know this. I've been rapping like a veteran, not a novice. Different flow when I drop a track.
Scared the shit out of me. This is just absolutely relentless, man. It doesn't give me a minute. Slipknot have, as fun as they are to react to, they're almost like anti-reaction channels, because you try to get a word in and then bang, it's just the next wave hitting you straight away. But I'm actually surprised that this wasn't more requested. I know it was definitely the next in line for the most requested after Critical Darling, A Liar's Funeral, Nero Fort and Red Flag. They were like the 4 that were at the top of the list, and thankfully I did the 4 of those. I've seen Spider thrown in there as well sometimes, but I'm actually quite surprised that this one wasn't thrown in there, just purely because of how brutal it is. There was a segment at the start there. I'm an absolute sucker when it comes to the bass guitar. If you have like drums building and the guitar playing, and then you can hear the bass guitar, like the real boom, now, now, now. Even if it's just, almost sometimes if it's only just a little small segment where it creeps in the background, it sometimes does it a little bit more for me, because you kind of crave that little bit more. You get that little taste of it. Just that little added element of the bass guitar thrown in there sometimes, man. It just, I love that kind of shit. Like I said, I'm an absolute sucker for bass guitars, so when I hear that kind of thing, it just makes the song so much better for me.
And it's simply burning. I wasn't put here to be so discerning. You want the world to be dissatisfied. You don't care, so why the fuck should I? Fuck, should I sell myself to stay alive? I am not the same. You never had a clue, knew my name. You wanna know the story, take my pain. I am ready. The light is here. I am not the same. You never had a attempt to keep my blame. You really wanna know who the fuck I am? I am the orphan, the one who kills, the one who killed your world. Everyone has something. Someone here has everything. 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 Tell me all about it. I love to hear it. The way I ruin everything I touch. I never thought I'd get to say I'm sorry. But then again, I think you ask too much. Too white to be black, too black to be blue, too sick to be me, too fucked to be you. I only wonder if I'll live to see the end of the road. It always gets me nowhere. I am not the same. You never had a clue, knew my name. You wanna know the story, take my pain. I am ready. The light is here. I am not the same. You never had a attempt to keep my blame. You really wanna know who the fuck I am? I am the orphan, the one who killed you out. Everyone has something. Someone here has everything. I am the orphan, the one who kills. Everyone has something. Someone here has everything. I am the orphan, the one who kills.
Okay, so I won't lie, I've gone back and listened to the song once or twice more, just to get a bit more of a feel for it musically, as well as just trying to dissect the lyrics a bit more. As you know, as I keep going back to, it's been my mantra for the entirety of the 5 reactions that I've done thus far on this album, is that a lot of the lyrics need to be taken with a pinch of salt. They have kind of like, there's a few double entendres there, few double meanings, hidden things. Bit more digging is required when actually reading a lot of these lyrics. So at face value, it's hard to kind of pick up on where he's going with the song, especially when there's not really much information going in. But a few of the lines that I've taken note of are, obviously the song being called Orphan, you can take a few spin-offs of where he's going with that. But from a bit of research I've done and just through the lyrics themselves, it's almost as if Corey Taylor is referring to himself as an orphan, almost an orphan in society. This is what I'm taking from it anyway, that he feels as though he's kind of an outcast. Obviously, if you're an orphan, you have no parents. A lot of the time, traditionally, you wouldn't feel as though you fit in. Corey Taylor seems to be kind of using the pain and the experience that he's had and then referring to himself as an orphan because he's been through so many different things. No one can relate to him with what he's felt in the past. One of the lines I liked from the first verse was, "A penitentiary that only lets the oxygen out." So I mean, again, that at face value seems like he is just talking about penitentiary, but if you're looking at it metaphorically, to me, something that lets oxygen out, I mean, I don't even know, man. I was kind of thinking of something else there, but it escapes me. It's you can't really take each line as an individual statement. It's all blended into one. So, but yeah, so from what I've read, man, that really seems to be the two main points of the actual song. Again, I'm gonna have to listen to it a few more times and maybe just interpret it my own way. Sometimes it's fun to just do that anyway. Just interpret the song how you feel as though the artist wanted you to interpret it. Musically, some standout points for me, but sometimes with Slipknot songs, being relatively new to metal and not too experienced with patterns, especially with Slipknot, it's just hard to follow patterns, but I can get a bit lost in the chaos sometimes, and I find it quite hard. You've probably seen it at the end of my reaction there, and sometimes I hate putting out videos like this because I feel as though I didn't really give much back in terms of reacting, I suppose, but you can't really have a wrong reaction because, I mean, a reaction is a reaction. I can only react to it how I'm actually feeling at the time, and I was just felt as though there was so much going on that I kind of got a bit lost. Really quick drum pace that was set quite early in the song, and from that point I kind of just got a bit lost in it. I'd imagine now when I find a rhythm, again, a lot of these songs are dependent on you being able to keep up, so when I do actually find that rhythm and I can bang my head to it, then I'll start to feel the power of, like, what I was referring to earlier with the bass and everything pulling through. Those little small parts will keep me coming back to it, and then if I can keep up with the rest of the song, and then with Corey screaming as well, man. Someone actually commented in one of the videos, now that the dust has settled, I've been keeping an eye on my comments, I've been trying to get back to as many people as possible, and someone said that Corey's vocal range is just out of this world, and you actually, when you listen, like, it was in Nero Fort, which was obviously a popular video that I did because obviously a lot of people were loving the controversy behind the kind of the chorus. I was calling it a commercialized chorus, but a lot of people kind of said, why has someone like why is Corey singing always referred to as commercialized? But I think people are misinterpreting that in the sense that, I'm not trying to say that it's like chart music, it's just, it sounds commercial. And I know people have different spin-offs on that, but to go back to my main point was that Corey Taylor's vocal range is crazy, man. The screams have been absolutely sensational. Like, as always, they're absolutely brilliant. But then he's also showed a kind of lighter side to his voice as well. But man, yeah, as a whole so far, man, this album's absolutely sick. Like I said, I think now I'm just going to go and listen to the rest of the album myself. Maybe if there's any really standout songs, I'll do like a review after I've listened to it a few times. Because I know a lot of people will be maybe disappointed that I didn't get to their favourite song or something, but I think 5 songs off the album is pretty good, because obviously it's nice to just be able to listen to the album in your own time as well. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap that video up. I came on specifically to do this this reaction for you guys, so I hope you do appreciate. And please do let me know if you did appreciate by dropping a like. Sub to the channel if you're new around here, guys. That's going to be me. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Cheers.